potato bush. It's almost 3.5 feet height and almost 1.5 feet in the ground, so I would say 5 feet tall. These are my main crop, and they're really getting big, seriously big. See, and this is my first earlies, and I need to harvest them in a week's time. And they're also almost around 3 feet height. This is the sweet potato. I put in a big pot. I got 2 pots like this. This is my peas, and I harvested some kohlrabi, and look there, the other side, everywhere. And then look at the peas pots everywhere. This year looks like I got a jackpot of the peas, and you see everywhere the big massive crop, and they're already big enough for me to harvest. Probably tomorrow, if I get some time, I'll try few and then see how it goes. This is my cerealiac, and they're doing really good, no issues at all. And here I got my both sides of the bed raspberry. In the middle I got methi, and I planted some coriander. Some of them has just come up and some of them are yet to come. And this is another methi, and this is pomegranates plant I managed to sow from the seed. And in the middle this is what is that, loganberry. Yeah, that's it. So it goes really tall, so I just have to support it. My marrow and courgette bed, I already started harvesting my courgettes, yellow courgettes and green courgettes and mages, you know, the round ones. And this is my yellow round courgette, you can see. And this is the light green color, ash color kind. And this is my yellow long courgettes, and those are the marrows. I already harvested 6 of them. The fennel, see the size of the fennel grown. I need to harvest. And in the middle I got kale and some broccoli as well, romanesco. So they started forming. I need to weed this bed today. It's got quite a bit of weeds in there, and harvest the fennel. Most of my spring onions have been harvested, and then quite a few left as well. And I started harvesting beetroot last month in June, and I got this chukakura at the end. I let it grow for seeds next year. I harvested most of the other side of it, and the different varieties of beetroots. You can see this yellow variety, and this one is reddish, and the other half of there is a boltardi, and this, the one in the middle here between spring onions and chukakura, I also got one row of beetroots. You can see the leaves coming through. That's Detroit too. This is the beans bed. They're all grown up now. The other side of the row is Bolroti beans, and this side is climbing French beans, some Indian varieties, and this is my dwarf French beans. They're all small pods now, and you can see my broad beans. I need to harvest them. They've gone too big now, so this is the right time to harvest. This is my dwarf variety of runner bean, and I can see the small beans at the top. There are 2. I just need to put some support, little bit, maybe a feet and a half cane will do. Chirikura Indian variety, and I'm glad this year it came up really well, and my chickens are not touching them. I don't know the reasons why. It's good, at least I can harvest. Look at my sweet corn. It's looking really good, and it's almost 2.5 3 I wouldn't say 3 feet, 2.5 feet height definitely, and so healthy. And in between, see asparagus. So asparagus is coming up here everywhere. Wherever I planted, around 18 places, I think 16 of them survived, and this bed will be dedicated to asparagus. And my sweet peas, brilliant this year, I can't complain at all. And the fragrance around when you walk by, really nice. And these are my gladiolas, got few pots, they're coming up. And marigold have been superb this year. And look at all these different varieties of plants. I can't expect more than this. And this year has been good for the plants, of especially the flowers in a pots. These are my tomatoes in the pots in greenhouse, and some of the chilies up there, some banana, and there's one banana, and some chili plants here and there, all flower. And then tomatoes, they're all in flower now. No luck with the Karela plants, kakarkaya, because these seeds are very old, I think 8-year-old. They hardly germinated, and somehow 2 of them survived, but growth is absolutely zero. Still they're alive but doing nothing. Let's see how far they go. First batch of tomato is ripening. I'm going to harvest them today, maybe tomorrow, so I can have fresh curry with the tomato. And I got few melons, UK based melons, everywhere. And there's another variety of melon, it's going all the way. And there's another melon there that's really kicked on as well. These are the cucumber melon plants. I got around 50 fruit on each of them. And you see the small fruit there, that's it. And everywhere they're plenty, and they're really taking over my greenhouse, to be honest. And I got 2 plants, one of here and another one is here. It's all the way. This is my red cabbage. I need to harvest it today. And those are my Brussels sprouts in the middle. And then these are the harvested broccoli. Side shoots are coming. Maybe many broccolis, I need to look into them, maybe harvest some of them. And this side also I got something to harvest. No, I already harvested, yeah. And yeah, that I need to harvest soon. And coming back to this side, these are the cabbages. They just started to form the heads. You can see this is soy cabbage, and got these purple ones are kales, not kales, kales. They'll be overwintering kales. And I planted some kohlrabi in the empty space. So these are my carrots, and I started harvesting some of them slowly, one by one. All these different varieties, 6 pots and 6 different varieties. And I harvested some of the garlic, and in between I got this potato left over in the ground last year. Bangladeshi gourd, that's called pointed gourd. Vinay, Dr. Vinay, thanks to Vinay, he gave me this, and then I potted that into a hanging basket so that it can crawl onto the trellis I made for my goats. And this is pine berry he gave me, Vinay again, thanks to. And got 3 pine berries potted into the baskets. These are my outside variety of tomatoes. You can see the tomato. And I got plenty here. Look at this, Marmandi, I think that's one. And I got a few more in there. So there are 16 plants. I got big one there. Got 16 plants outside, and all of them are looking good. No issues so far, and I've been pruning them regularly on a daily basis. These are my tomatoes in the pots, so I have extra space in this cage, so I already, harvested the young tomatoes from the greenhouse last week. And hopefully these all the babies everywhere, so they're gonna ripen soon. These are cherry tomato varieties, and it's very nice to eat. I have to mention my oca are doing really good this year, first time experiment, and they're all working good. And especially this one I put in, that's going really bushy, seriously bushy, and somehow my chickens don't touch this particular plant. Rest of the plant they touch, but they don't pack any. They're just curious to eat and see how they taste like. Onion are really kicked on, especially last 10 days, and they're going big, seriously big. And you can see that's the Indian onion. Managed to get the seeds a couple of years back. I was using them last 3 years, and this year the size of the onion from Indian seed is really big. I'm hoping to have a good harvest soon, and all of them will be stored onions. My lemons are looking good, and somebody gave me apple mint. I think Dr. Vinay, thank you again. So this is my Atlantic giant pumpkin. So far so good. There are different variety of pumpkins, and I put them in the back. I haven't seen any pumpkin formed so far, but they're looking very healthy. Some of the yellow leaves, I think I need to put some magnesium sulfate, which is Epsom salt, to make them green. One of the pumpkins, again I can see few pumpkins, and one is gone and the other two are looking okay, and let's see how it goes. And these are my squash plants, and mulberry spinach I embedded in there. This is another squash, and look at that, that's going that side, one squash. And this is ornamental squash. It's not edible, but they look beauty when they come up. And here as well I got a couple of squash plants, all looking healthy so far. A nice beautiful banana, Musa banana plant, looking really nice. This is the Musa banana plant. I just planted into this big pot, and I'm going to leave it outside this year and see what's going to happen. Look at my Aubergine plants. They're almost 2+ feet, going really tall, and I'm very happy, and all of them has got small fruits on it now. So I'll have a good yield this year, and then I'll continue to grow them in this cold frame. And you see all the chili plants, some of them are gone too tall. I don't know why. They maybe the soil in that area where they planted is not suited them, but they are looking very healthy, and no aphids and nothing, because it's covered in a nice and warm environment. And see here, these are the peppers. They are looking very tall. Probably I'll trim them once they reach the height of this cold frame. And so far so good, really nice, and I'm happy especially with the aubergines. And this year good success compared to the previous years. This is my black currant plant, and they go in black color in couple of days time. This year the huge size of the fruit I trimmed, so the bottom I don't see anything. So at least I know, if there are weeds that can be easily weed off. This is a gooseberry plants area, got some of them, and look at the amount of gooseberries everywhere. I need to prune the side shoots today, maybe tomorrow, and look at the gooseberries everywhere. And this side is my pink blueberry. There are quite a few blueberries this year, and you can see this is the normal blueberry, the pots everywhere. As I mentioned earlier, this year I'm going to have a good yield of the blueberries. This is my thornless blackberry, huge one, and plenty of fruit everywhere. Also I got a good stems for next year. You see, this stem will be next year fruiting stem, and I'll cut the main stems which are already fruiting this year, and then I leave the big stems for the next year. That's how it works, especially with the blackberries. The goji berry plant, and I had small size fruit. The different taste, completely different compared to other berries, and this is really looking good. The only seedless grape plant survived out of 3, and I don't know which color it is. I must have noted somewhere, and I need to put some support very soon. I have these comfrey plants. Generally I make liquid fertilizer, highly potassium oriented liquid fertilizer, especially is good for tomatoes when they are in a flowering state. I have 2 olive plants, and somehow my yield is not that great, but plenty of, you can see plenty of fruit in there, but and one is stuck there in a dwarf. Maybe, I don't know, I need to change the pot this year and see how it goes. My herb, lemon balm and rosemary and sage, and this is another variety of the sage, and a chive there, so they're looking really good. On the left hand side Aubergine, and on the right hand side the flower one is thyme. This is mint, Vietnamese mint, and that side, and the first, this one is called I think British outdoor variety mint. Again, that's a Vietnamese mint. And look at my squashes squeezing in, and that's my fig plant. Dr. Vinay gave it to me last week. And look at the strawberries were inside during the winter. Now they came out, and I put them back in November, and all the place is used. I don't have any more. Those are the Malabar spinach. All the space I used. Don't have anywhere to plant anything else. Look at the shape of my chard. The most of the chard, this is 1-year-old plant. This both rows, in the middle row and then right hand side row. It's all fully eaten by my chickens. I'm glad they straight come here the moment I open the cage, and they eat all this chard, and they go to sand bath, which they are currently doing the sand bath. They're enjoying it. Last 1 hour I don't see them roaming here and there. That means they are actually settled down in the sand bath.